Legendary!
What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the assassin, Natalia. Natalia has a good set of dash area of effect, buff, and burst skills. Our Bright Claw, Natalia, is an assassin hero. I consider Natalia as a stealth assassin, since she becomes invisible with her passive skill. Not only that, her second skill makes the enemies blind and make them miss their basic attacks. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Natalia based on my experience. I will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain her skills one by one for further understanding. Natalia's passive, Assassin Instinct, lets Natalia deal extra damage when attacking enemies from behind. If Natalia is inside a bush for 2 seconds without taking or dealing damage, she will enter a conceal state. The conceal state will wear off after 5 seconds after leaving a bush, dealing damage, or receiving damage from enemy skills. When in conceal state, Natalia's movement speed is increased, and her next basic attack will blink her behind the enemy target, and will let her deal additional damage. The basic attack while on conceal will also silence the enemy for a second. Natalia's first skill, Claw Dash, lets Natalia dash forward. During the dash, enemies hit along the way will receive certain amount of physical damage. When the dash hits an enemy, it can be casted again within a short period of time. Natalia's second skill, Smoke Bomb, lets Natalia cast a smoke bomb that will stay in the current spot. In the area of the smoke, enemies will have their movement speed reduced. Meanwhile, Natalia increases her attack speed and becomes immune to all basic attacks. Natalia's ultimate skill, Coldblooded Strangling, lets Natalia perform multiple strikes forward continuously. Upon casting this skill, Natalia will slash forward continuously. Each attack will deal a certain amount of physical damage. Enemies hit will also have their movement speed reduced. Using Claw Dash during the duration allows Natalia to cancel the skill. There are so many items that you can buy for Natalia. You can focus on items that grants physical damage, critical chance, critical damage, and movement speed items to Natalia. For me, I choose to buy items that grants physical damage, physical penetration, critical chance, and movement speed. You can actually consider the Tarzan mode build if you want to farm faster in jungle, and if you are choosing Retribution as your spell. On the other hand, you can use the Kurumi way if you want to be the strongest Natalia ever. Not just kidding. You can choose the Kurumi way if you will choose Inspire as your spell, and won't be hanging out in the jungle for too long. As for starting item, you can consider buying Rapid Boots. Rapid Boots grants a massive amount of movement speed to your hero. Its unique passive will decrease your movement speed by 40 points when you deal damage or when you take damage. This effect lasts for 5 seconds. This is a really good item, especially Natalia is mostly a ganking assassin. You can consider buying Berserker's Fury. This item gives you additional physical attack and critical chance. Its unique passive grants you additional critical damage on your critical hits. Also, dealing critical hits will increase your physical attack by a certain amount for a short period of time. You might also want to consider Scarlet Phantom. This item grants physical attack, attack speed, and critical chance. Its unique passive grants you additional attack speed and critical chance after dealing a critical hit to an enemy. This buff lasts for a few seconds. Buying attack items, such as Endless Battle, can boost your damage effectively. This item gives you additional physical attack, health, mana regen, lifesteal, movement speed, and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants you additional true damage on your next basic attack after using a skill. Triggering the passive of this skill also grants you additional movement speed. With the cooldown reduction in its unique passive, Natalia will be more explosive with this. You might also want to consider Hunter Strike. This item grants physical attack and cooldown reduction. Its unique attribute grants physical penetration. Its unique passive improves your movement speed when you have attacked an enemy 5 times in a row. This buff lasts for 3 seconds. This effect has a cooldown of 15 seconds. Lastly, you might want to consider Blade of Despair. This item grants additional physical attack and movement speed. Its unique passive will give you additional physical attack when the target's health is below a certain percentage. The movement speed bonus can also help you chase enemies or escape death. The item build for Natalia really depends on the enemy's lineup. So make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Natalia is Inspire. This spell greatly enhances your attack speed massively. Also, the next basic attack stealth will ignore a certain amount of the target's physical defense. This lasts for a few seconds. Inspire is recommended to be used with the Kurumi Way item build. You might also want to consider Retribution if you chose the Tarzan mode item build. This will deal true damage to the target minion or jungle monster. When you have a jungling item, having this spell will decrease the damage taken from jungle monsters permanently. This spell will help you farm more gold faster. Building items quickly will give you advantage against enemies, making it for you to prey easier on squishy targets like marksman and mage. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Assassin Emblem set. Custom Assassin Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as an assassin. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Higher movement speed means higher chance to chase enemies or escape death. Setting invasion to max level will provide you physical penetration. Higher physical penetration means higher damage on your basic attacks and skills. Get high and dry to increase your damage to the target when he is the only nearby hero. This is advisable when you try ganking a single hero. But in case you are not that type, just consider Bounty Hunter instead. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the cooldown of this skill lower and the damage higher. That means you can cast this skill again as soon as possible for mobility. Prioritize second skill less since your first skill is what you need for mobility. Always upgrade the ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Natalia's passive is what makes her really unique to all assassins. With the ability to conceal herself and be invisible, this really makes you a stealth assassin. Your first basic attack when concealed will let you blink behind an enemy. That's more like of a stealth ninja. Not only that, your first basic attack will silence the enemies. This is too much for playing as a ninja. But do take note that enemies can detect when you are around because they will have an indicator above their head to tell them that you are near. Well, here we go again with our experiments with our favorite lab rat, Rakuten. On our first experiment, we have Rakuten as Irritel. As in Natalia, one of the heroes you need to avoid is Irritel. With Irritel's second skill, she could easily hurt you. As what we have mentioned earlier, taking damage will take you out of the conceal state. The range of Irritel's second skill is really wide. Really wide. So if you are going to gank Irritel, make sure she has already used her second skill. But not only that, she has her first skill as an area of effect. So try avoiding that as well. On the next experiment, we have Rakuten as Kaya. Kaya's first and second skill could easily take you out of your conceal state. With the wide range of his first skill, you can be hurt easily even before you get near him. Also, Kaya's balls from his second skill could hurt you when you step on it. Always remember that you are just invisible, but not invincible. Now, we have our very own Loka girl to test something with us. She will be using Leslie. Leslie can also detect Natalia easily with her ultimate skill. When you are within Leslie's ultimate skill range, she can shoot you and see you even when you are in conceal state. There are lots of counters for Natalia, so make sure to be as stealthy as possible. Another thing about her passive is your damage, including basic attacks and skills, will be boosted when you attack targets from behind. This is really helpful in early jungling. Make sure that when you are jungling, you center yourself in the jungle monster. That way, you can easily move behind the jungle monster, dealing more damage and killing it swiftly as possible. This can also wreck escaping enemies so bad. Natalia's first skill is what you need for mobility. With the ability to dash towards a specified direction, this could let you dash to chase enemies, or dash away from your death. This is really helpful since it is expected that after you blink behind the enemy, their initial reflex is to blink or dash away from you after the silent status. In that situation, you can use your first skill to chase after them. You can also use this to escape death. You can pass through walls to let enemies eat your dust. But beware on dashing towards locations you don't know of. Just take this scenario as an example. I tried dashing towards the bush to be in conceal state, but unfortunately, Lapu is inside the bush. Surprise, mother father. GG. Natalia's second skill is what you need to slow down enemies. The smoke will slow down enemies, making it difficult for them to escape their inevitable death. Not only that, enemies' basic attacks will miss if you are inside the smoke. So much for playing being a ninja. You can now achieve your dream being a ninja. Congratulations. You also have your attack speed increased, so this is best to swiftly kill targets. Natalia's ultimate skill is what you need to slow down enemies and clear up minion waves. With its medium range, you can still cause damage to running enemies when you don't have your first skill. We usually use this skill either as a finale or if there are lots of enemies around. We also use this to easily clear minion waves, making our segue pushing faster, making a huge diversion to create space for your teammates to push other lanes as well. As mentioned earlier, her ultimate skill casting can be cancelled when you use Claw Dash. But did you know that you can cast your smoke bomb while your ultimate skill is ongoing? Casting the smoke bomb will not cancel your ultimate skill. Now, that's a fact. In terms of her combo, we usually follow a really simple combo for Natalia. First, hide inside a bush near the target just like a stealth ninja. Then, when you see that it's safe to engage, run towards the target. But before dealing a basic attack, activate Inspire if you are using Inspire. This will not put you out of the conceal state, so it's all good. Then, deal that ninja blink attack from behind basic attack you've been dreaming in your childhood. Then, cast your second skill to complete your dream on being a ninja. Stealth ninja with smokescreen. So much for your ninja dreams. Then, deal basic attacks to take advantage of Inspire and the attack speed bonus in the smoke. Then, use your first skill if the enemy is trying to get away. If the enemy is still alive and they are kinda far from you, you can opt to use Retribution if you chose that spell instead. Then use your ultimate to deal the finale blow. Additional tip, we were really surprised on the buff on the Windtalker item. But in case you want to consider the Windtalker item, then it's a good call. Take a look on this scenario, we were using Windtalker on Natalia on this game. Watch closely when I deal a basic attack that will trigger the Windtalker effects. As you can see, the magic damage on the bounce on minions dealt more than 1,000 damage. With this high damage, this will definitely clear minions more than you can imagine. Now, that's something to ponder. We really like to consider Windtalker on the Kurumi Way build, but we believe that it's an option to take if you will be choosing to be pushing rat. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Natalia. This video just guides you on how to use Natalia the Kurumi Way. We would like to thank our Wakandian brother, Rakuten, for being our lab rat again for this bootcamp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor to be a test subject. Watch his in-game streams and send some flowers and hearts to compensate his sacrifice for us. So, Once again, this is Karumi and that's how you use Natalia. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway event post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some Ko-fi funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please, only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Cheers.